Hello everybody. In this tutorial we're going to learn about how we can prepare our computer for the first use of Epilog laser. For those of you who are fairly new to the Epilog laser, let me explain a little bit more about Epilog laser, how it works. Uh, Epilog laser exactly works like a printer. So you have to install certain drivers in a computer in order to use Epilog laser. And you can just connect to your laptop or your desktop just using a regular USB connection, and you can use or you can print your designs using Epilog laser. It's very simple. Using a Word or using a Photoshop, you just go down here to the file menu or anywhere, like in the browser too. You go and you hit the print, and from print you select the print drivers as Epilog laser driver, and that's where the whole interface will come. And I'll introduce it to you in the next tutorials about that. So let's take a look at that. Look at the Epilog Laser website. So when you go to epiloglaser.com, you will see something like this on the homepage. Now, just to identify what models a particular one has been using, you can just go to products and you can see this whole three series of Epilog Laser, Epilog Zing, Legend, and Fibermark. Down here, there are dimensions available for each lasers, and down here, the powers are available. So we can identify what Epilog laser you have, and from there, there's a tab here called Tech Support. So if you click on the Tech Support, you can ask a question to them and email them. Here are the laser manuals available. So you can hit on laser manuals and you can select your laser model, and based on that you can download a whole PDF about how the laser works. Now if we go to tech support but the last option called drivers and firmware download, here are those print drivers available for each laser that you will require to install on your machine, on your computer, in order to use a plug laser. So the one that we have for now, it's mini helix. Just hit on the mini helix and you will see this page popping up. Mini helix has a recent firmware update, which is a little more critical. It's not a driver for the computer, it's more of a firmware for the machine itself. So first you download it to the computer, and then from there you update your firmware on the Epilog laser machine. Here are two versions available. Make sure what Windows versions you are using. 8.05 for 32-bit operating systems, and here you can see 64-bit driver, dashboard print driver. So you can download the print driver from here for 32-bit and for here for 64-bit. Now I already have downloaded 64-bit, so I'm not going to download again, but I'll just show you the process how you can install the drivers, because I haven't yet installed on the machine that I have. Before that, for those of you who are not familiar with whether your Windows operating system is 64-bit or 32-bit, I'll just walk you real quick. You go to start and you go to computer. On a computer you just right click and you hit property. Once you go there, you'll be able to see that mine is 64-bit operating system. If here is 32-bit for you, you need to choose the top one, 805 for 32-bit and 807 for 64-bit. Now, if you have already started downloading your desired version of dashboard print driver, while it's downloading, I'll just give you a little tour to the Epilog laser website. If you go to how it works and materials, here's a whole list of material, like laserable materials, what kind of material you can use on which particular model, either to engrave, either to cut, or mark or etch. So you can see CO2 laser, and fiber lasers in the yellow one. So you can go through this and decide what kind of laser you have and what kind of material you can use. So that's one thing. It's a very good resource. They have applications as well, and they have a bunch of videos here as well for how exactly different people have used it for different purposes. Now, another wonderful library available on the Epilog laser is under resources. If you go to something called Sample Club, well, this is the place where people like us who are using Epilog lasers and they have done some wonderful projects. They usually upload their projects with the speed, power, and frequency. They share their projects here. So if you're planning to use similar materials and then you're not sure what should be the base settings, you can take this settings as a base settings that's been approved and identified by Epilog laser. So it'll be safe for you to try. It's a sample club, one thing. Another thing is technical library. This has a similar data where people are discussing various issues like wireless printing on Epilog laser. So you can actually set up Epilog laser to print something wirelessly. Some people are using CorelDRAW, some people are using Adobe Illustrator, and a lot of how-tos videos are here, or the tutorials are here. So you can, take a look at that area too. One more time, it's Epilog laser resources, and it's tech library. Hoping that the dashboard print driver has been downloaded for you. So let's take a look how we're going to install it. So for those of you who have already downloaded the driver, it will look something like driver 805.exe or 807.exe. Now you see this little icon here is more like a zip icon. So it's a zip file. It's not actually an exe installer. It's a self-extractor zip file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on it. I have a program called 7-zip that I'm going to use it here, and I'm going to extract it to a folder right here. So I found it. It's driver 807. I'm going to go inside, and you can see mini helix 64 driver. Now here you can see Epilog winx64.inf. Some of the users who haven't turned on certain settings, you will not be able to see .inf, and there are a lot of files with the same name. So for that, what you do is you hit the Alt key by clicking on the black bar here, and after that you click Alt key, and there'll be another menu coming up here. This is Windows 7 that I'm using here. So you use Tools, you go to Folders option, you go to View, and use uncheck these things here like hide extension from unknown file types, hide Untitled. So you just uncheck these two options, first two, and then you click apply, and you'll be able to see this INF here. So it's number 3 Epilog Win64 INF. Now if you're following correctly, and if you have found the Epilog Win x64 INF, in other case if it's 32-bit, it will be only Epilog Win.inf. So if you have found that, what you do is you go to Start, you go to Devices and Printers, and you click on this Add Printer button. Now the first one here, add a local printer. It says use this option only if you don't have a USB printer. Well, ideally, if you take your computer to the Epilog laser machine and you just plug it in, it will ask you for the driver disk, and you can direct INF file to it, and it will work. But in this case, say for example, we are not in front of the Epilog, and we just want to install the driver in order to understand the interface of the print driver dashboard. So I'm just gonna still click on this, add a local printer. LPT1 I'm gonna keep as it is, and I'm gonna say I have a disk for that. So I'm gonna go have a disk. From there it's gonna pop up this little window. Go browse, and I'm gonna look for the folder driver underscore 807 in my case. I'm gonna go to desktop. I'm gonna look for driver 807 mini helix, and I'll see only one INF here. I'm gonna go open that. I'm gonna say OK, and I'm gonna say next, and you will see it's install this driver anyway. Even if this message pops up, just don't worry about that, because you will see in the Epilog laser user manual they have given similar instructions. I'm gonna do that. Now after it was installed, it showed me that, share this printer. Well, I just don't want to share this printer, it's fine. So I'm just gonna hit next, set this printer as a default printer. I just don't want to do a default printer. I have some other printers to put a default. So I'm gonna uncheck it, but if you want to keep it default, you can do that too. I'm gonna say finish. And here we can see Epilog Engraver x64-bit has been installed. The icon is not the same. Now, if you have Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW, I'm a CorelDRAW user, so I'm gonna go to all programs and I'm gonna launch my CorelDRAW here. So here's my CorelDRAW. I'm just gonna make this a little box here and put the color in. Put the gray. I think that looks better. Perfect. And now, if I go to File and if I go to Print, I'll see printer here, which is by default Microsoft XP as document writer. I'm going to change it to Epilog Engraver Win x64. Whoever haven't downloaded the 8.0 file, for them it will be Win x32. Click on that, and now I'm gonna hit Preferences, and here we go. This loader interface is the final destination that we need to access in order to apply various settings here for autofocus and speed and power and frequency. And those of you who are aware about this interface, I am sure you will understand this all terminology, all this vocabulary. But if you're not, don't get afraid. I'm going to explain this all in next tutorials. So this concludes the tutorial where we explore the resources on the Epilog Laser website, and we have downloaded the printer dashboard driver and we have installed it successfully. Alright, that's pretty much. Hope this tutorial was informative. Thank you for watching.